What if I told you the scariest thing about Claude Mythos isn't that it can find security holes?
알몬드 리사이즈 나를 가셔왔다의 스케어의 짝.
Nope. Here's the thing. Hunting for vulnerabilities used to take rare experts. Now it might become something you can mass produce.
라이다 산시로레야츠.
It is. In Cybersecurity, an attacker only needs one unlocked door. Defenders have to lock every door. Every day. Forever. So, Claude Mythos Preview is an unreleased frontier model from Anthropic. Anthropic says it can find and exploit software vulnerabilities better than almost any human researcher.
시험을 사다 세츠웨지 마로.
That's the twist. It isn't a dedicated security scanner. It's a general-purpose frontier model. Its cyber skill comes from coding, reasoning, and multi-step problem solving.
I see. 시험의 general intelligence. Just for the security.
Exactly. And Anthropic isn't simply handing it out. They built something called Project Glasswing. It's restricted, defensive access for major companies and critical software maintainers. The idea is to give defenders a head start.
小が強がってそういうthe dangerous state of the stance of
Right. And that's responsible. But it also admits something uncomfortable. Anthropic doesn't think this capability will stay rare for long. Now, the evidence is strong. But it isn't magic. The UK's iSecurity Institute tested Mythos Preview. It found a real jump in cyber capability. On expert level capture the flag challenges. It succeeded 73% of the time. There was a simulated corporate network attack called The Last Ones. 30 steps, start to finish. Mythos completed the whole chain in 3 out of 10 attempts.
That's not so sad. But it's totally under chat size. This is
Way beyond. This isn't write me a phishing email. This is multi-step cyber reasoning. Yep, he did. And that part matters. A Mythos-assisted scan of curl reported 5 confirmed findings. When the curl team reviewed them, only one was a real vulnerability. And it was low severity. It is. But here's the important part. Even that skeptical write-up said I powered code analyzers beat traditional tools. And not using them just hands attackers more time. Exactly. The dangerous story isn't that Mythos is magic. It's that ordinary software is full of old cracks. And AI is getting very good at finding them. Here's the core problem. A tool that finds vulnerabilities for defenders also finds them for attackers. That's the dual-use problem. And you can't design it away. Exactly. And software is worse than locks. One discovered vulnerability can be copied, automated, and reused at global scale. Anthropic reported a cyber espionage campaign. Attackers used Claude code not just as an advisor, but as an agent running most of the operation. Anthropic estimated the AI did roughly 80 to 90% of the work. Humans only stepped in at a few critical decision points. They still need intent, infrastructure, and judgment. But the amount of expert labor required is dropping fast. That's the real shift. Cybersecurity has always been lopsided. An attacker picks one weak target. Defenders have to protect everything. Not automatically. Finding a bug is fast. Fixing it is slow. Think about everything a defender has to do. Confirm the finding is real. Reproduce it. Judge how severe it is. Patch it without breaking production. Test it across every platform. Coordinate disclosure. Ship the update. And deal with every customer who never updates. And then do it all again. Forever.
Should the AI generate findings that could then consistency success?
That's the bottleneck. It isn't intelligence. It's absorption capacity.
Then what does that mean for businesses?
For big companies, it becomes a rising security tax. For small ones, it can be existential. More audits, more emergency patches, more bug reports, more compliance, more downtime risk, higher cyber insurance bills.
So some businesses like size, the internet issue 포괄적으로 맡겼다 적용했어 guys.
That's the nightmare. Not one giant hack, a slow economic speed.
What's Nissan is this public? Doesn't that us time?
It buys time, doesn't buy safety.
Why not?
Because its capability spreads. Groups that track open weight models say they're closing in on proprietary systems. They lag the state-of-the-art by only a few months on average. And frontier-level performance keeps moving on to ordinary hardware.
一生だけあってですね、俺は彼氏でしょ。
Pretty much every 4 to 6 months, a new open model appears. And if we open are they catching up the bait? Coding is one area where open models stay close behind. We've even seen open releases adapted for non-Western chips, positioned as strong on Agent IC. Multi-step coding.
Should we question business code that's what the communities listens to more?
Right. The real question is this. How long until a different map in a different country with different safety standards releases something close enough?
Like this that what is talking about?
Then containment gets much harder. You can revoke an API key. You cannot undownload model weights. And this isn't theoretical anymore. The financial system is already nervous.
Nervous how?
Reuters reported something telling. Anthropic is expected to brief the Financial Stability Board about vulnerabilities Mythos identified. This came after a request tied to the Bank of England's governor. The worry is that Mythos-class tools could enable more sophisticated attacks, especially against banks running on legacy technology.
Wait, second that's a kind of Italian. Human AI model.
Yep, because this isn't only a software problem. Banks, hospitals, data mass 간전히 하이와, energy, government, they all run on layers of old software. If AI makes old vulnerabilities easy to find, then old infrastructure becomes a macroeconomic risk?
So is this the end of cybersecurity?
No. But it might be the end of lazy cybercosseria.
What do you mean by that?
It means organizations can't treat security as paperwork anymore. They need faster patch pipelines, better asset inventories, memory-safe rewrites for critical components, AI-assisted defensive scanning, automated incident response, and real coordination with maintainers.
Should suit at this hierarchy of and understand that.
Exactly. The only survivable future is AI attacker versus AI-assisted defender.
And nothing is itself.
Claude Mythos isn't the monster under the bed. It's the alarm clock.
What about that?
Yep. It's telling us the comfortable era is ending. 4 years, software could stay broken. Because nobody had time to look closely enough. Now something does have the time. It never sleeps. And it may not need permission.